Hello YouTube, it's Carrie, and today's video I'm going to tell you why I am so glad that I regained nearly all of my weight. Um, those of you who know me know a little bit of my weight loss surgery history and the ups and downs that I've gone through, but for those of you who are new to my story, let me just do the quick recap. So I had my first weight loss surgery in 2009. I had mini gastric bypass, and my highest weight pre-op was 302. I think the day of surgery I was maybe 10 pounds less or so, but my highest weight was 302. My BMI at that time was over 50. I am 5'5". When I had my first weight loss surgery, I was over bypassed. It was not supposed to be an over bypass, but that's what happened. And my lowest weight post-surgically was about 124. I stayed there for like about 5 minutes and then bounced up to about 132. I had to basically learn to eat beyond my surgery in order to stay a healthy weight because of the over bypass. And so my weight stabilized about 140, 145, and I was there for a few years. I had a revision in 2012, and my weight was stable for about a year following my revision. And then the regain happened. So my regain was fast and furious, and within a year I regained all the way back up to about 250 pounds. If that had never happened, I don't think I would have ever learned to eat a proper nutritious diet for my body. So I am incredibly grateful that I went through that experience. My weight today is 123 pounds. I'm at the point where I'm finally, after all this time, finally getting ready for plastics, and I feel ultimately confident that I will be able to maintain, because I have been living what I've been preaching for the past few years now, and I am absolutely happy with the food that I eat and confident in my ability to maintain my weight. The adjustments that I've made to my diet were actually quite major, and I did this in a process of research and learning and thinking a lot about how the human body works, the food that we eat, what's available in our environments, and what is optimal for our health. As weight loss surgery patients, we have to eat a very nutrient-dense diet, and so we should be eating the most nutrient-dense foods. My diet is 100% based around protein and vegetables. I do not eat refined sugar products. I do not eat sugar substitutes. That is very important because that changes the way that you taste food, particularly the artificial sugar substitutes. They raise the level of perception of sweetness in foods so that when you're eating your protein and veggies, they taste differently if you're used to drinking products like Crystal Light and all these diet formulated products. I don't do that. I do not eat fake junk foods. A lot of the products that are geared towards both the weight loss and bariatric community are mimics of junk foods. They're milkshakes, they're candy bars, they're chips. Why do they do this? Because it's easy for people to adopt. It's something that they know that people were already consuming, and so it's quite likely that they'll want to keep consuming that. They also have somewhat addictive qualities when it hits your system, in the brain, the way that your brain reacts to things. They drive your hunger response. I want my hunger response to be natural, not based on some artificial product that I'm putting in my body. Well, that takes care of sugar and fake sugar. What about the carbs? When I first started my journey back from regain to a normal weight, I first tried the paleo thing. I was doing all different things and seeing how my body reacted. And I was not really losing substantial amounts of weight to get me to a healthy weight until I dropped the carbs. And this is all refined carbs for sure. Bread, pasta, crackers, that kind of things. I was still having a little bit of potato here and there, a little bit of risotto here and there, but not very much. And in fact, when I would make it, I would make sure that it would be a much smaller percentage of the overall dish that I was making. Even with that, I would hit stalls, and when I hit those stalls, I would dial back on the carbs, and that's when I would break through. I really find the carbohydrates are there to do the fine adjustments for weight maintenance. That's how I use them today. I've been very effective at using them today. Really how it works is like, if you are doing activities that really require a tremendous amount of effort, you can add a little bit of carbs into your diet, because they're the metabolic requirements that you're putting your body through. If you're at a normal weight, you might need that. If you're doing a keto diet, people will add in fats, but I think you don't have to do this full-on, very strict keto in order to maintain. You don't have to be calculating everything. You don't have to be like worried about your macros and all that stuff. You just need to focus on eating a diverse, healthy diet focused around good protein and good veggies. And that is the key to achieving a normal, healthy weight, and it's the key to maintenance. So I went through a period earlier this year where I was ill and I was not really eating a lot, and so my weight was dropping. And so I added in some carbs in order to mitigate the weight loss. That's the only thing I use carbs for these days. I don't use them as a vehicle for flavor, like a sandwich or a chip or a cracker. I eat in a different way. I don't use empty calories as a vehicle for good calories. What about exercise? Exercise is very important. I believe in exercise. I think everybody should be physically active to their level of ability. But I don't think that the exercise is the key for weight loss. I think it's for health and for cardiovascular improvement. It's great for your skin. It's great for your circulation. It's really great for your brain. It keeps your brain mentally acute. It also helps with mood stabilization. I've had previously a lot of issues in the past with depression, and when I'm exercising regularly, it's wonderful. I also think that it's really great in terms of other issues. Like, I get really bad menstrual cramps. And I used to take a lot of heavy medication for it. And of course, as gastric bypass patients, we're not allowed NSAIDs. We have to be careful with what we consume in terms of medication. I don't have bad cramps if I exercise vigorously in the morning. For me, that's a key. I use exercise for certain things, for balance, for skin improvement, circulation, for cardiovascular health, and overall health improvement, for physical strength and flexibility. That's what I use exercise for, not for weight maintenance. For me, how I have found what's worked in my body is that really weight maintenance is all about the food. And not only that, so is nutritional health. My vitamin levels are excellent, and I don't take vitamins. I rely on the food that I eat, and I eat actually quite a bit. As a gastric bypass patient, I'm not eating tiny little amounts and then stopping. I'm taking a plate. I stop when I'm full, but then when I get my second wind, I usually finish my plate. I don't throw out the food. So I eat a good amount of food, but I eat really nutrient-dense foods that I know will not make me gain weight. I know that they will help improve my state of well-being, and I eat certain types of foods in order to mitigate nutritional issues. So because I'm still menstruating, I have a loss of iron every month, just like any woman who is in the same situation. And so I'll add certain specific things into my diet at certain times of the month in order to mitigate that type of a thing. In the winter, I'll add in more dried mushrooms because I'll add in more vitamin D. All of these things, this adds up to a very, very nutrient-rich diet. When you focus on protein and vegetables, you have a nutrient-rich diet. When you're adding in those carbs, it's really just empty calories. So if you don't want to put empty calories of very little nutrition into your body, dial out the carbs and stick to your protein and veggies. It's a different way of eating, but it's a way of eating that you can be satisfied with and will help you maintain a healthy weight and lifestyle for the rest of your life. You only get one body. You get to decide what to do with it. For many years, I was making very bad decisions. And at my age, I'm going to be turning 44 next week. And I feel like I am in better health than I have been before in my life. And I'm very proud of that. It's something I work on every day with everything I put in my mouth.